Hello there. Welcome to May of 2023, Cancer Sun, Moon, and Rising. You're going to come into an area of your life, a time of your life that lasts a year, and it starts this month where you're going to have some greater gains from your career, some windfalls, prosperity, and a general sense of being quite lucky. And that's going to be Jupiter who brings that on. At the same time, you're going to be relieved that Mars is finally leaving after 6 weeks, the house of your identity. And that has been a gnarly transit for a lot of you Cancer rising people, especially Sun and Moon secondarily. We're going to talk in detail about how this affects you in the month of May, as well as touch base on that lunar eclipse that's happening in the month of May on the 5th, and how that also impacts you. Let's get going. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothy, and I am a whole sign house Hellenistic astrologer using the Western tropical zodiac. I love minor asteroids. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll find that the 22 to 30 videos I put out every month have a lot of content about how these devil in the detail asteroids work. Finally, I'm teaching my Sky Reader, Be Your Own Astrologer, Time Your Best Life course. That's coming up for the third time I've taught it, and it's coming up on the 7th of May, 7 weeks, live, replays available, Facebook group, community, all of the stuff housed at a teaching site called Padaya, where I keep all of the archives for you. You get to keep the content forever. If you're interested, check out the description box below. It's really well priced, and it's probably the last time I'm going to be teaching this course. So if you've always wanted to use astrology to make predictive content, understand your sky better, then I'm definitely thinking you might want to jump in. It's for beginner to advanced beginner to low intermediate level knowledge of astrology. But if you've never even looked at an astrology chart and know what a planet is in a chart, maybe it's not the perfect course for you. You know you best. Let's get going and talk about your sky, the month of May. We don't cover everything. We cover what you need to know because I think they're the most important. If you want everything, subscribe to my channel because everything gets covered during the month. All right, number one, Mars is not your favorite planet. He's in his fall when he's going through the sign of watery Cancer, which is you. This means that he's not acting in his best ways. I kind of think maybe he's dressed in his gladiator warrior costume, trying to swim upstream in a watery place. It's all emotional, and he's not like that. And so he has to try to figure out how to be a fiercely protective, emotional being as a warrior without actually killing anyone. So you may have felt, as he's going through your first house for the last 6 weeks before what? Before he changes gears on May 20th and gets out of your first house, you may have been feeling angry, passive aggressive, gnarly, pent up, maybe impatient with your significant other, business partners, or clients, maybe kind of like edgy, like not comfortable in your own skin. So he's leaving. That's the good news. It would have been a good time for any kind of surgery, sorta, because he does do surgery in the house of the body, but he's also in his fall. So your surgeon could have been a dud. So I don't know. It's a bit of a, maybe I shouldn't say you should do surgery then, but he's out of there. He's leaving on May 20th. And this will bring you a feeling of relief, a sense of, I feel better about myself now that Mars is out of my way and out of my hair and no longer here. So you'll feel much nicer about where he goes to, which is on May 20th at the end of the month, at 6 weeks, actually. He's going to enter into your second house of money, earnings, and possessions. And you're going to give you a lot of passion, drive, will, momentum, and intensity around making money. You can spend more money when he goes through here, but if you're an independent entrepreneur or a self-starter, holy man, this is an ideal transit for you to get some gung-ho, kick-ass action in your money as it pertains to your career and reputation house, your 10th house. So look forward to that shift of gears. If you need to eliminate any kinds of foods or substances from your diet, things that you put in your mouth, the 6 weeks of Mars transiting through your second house is classic. Goodbye addictions, goodbye gluten, goodbye sugar, whatever ails you in the food style, you're going to find yourself effortlessly dumping it and going, I don't need this stuff anymore. It's food elimination energy. And your words can be sharp. Speech is a second house. If you need any facial surgery, the face is a second house. You can do that when Mars is dermabrasion, lasers, facial surgery, when Mars is traveling through your second house every 2 years. And again, this starts May 20th, add 6 weeks now, or a little bit more than 6 weeks, I think, but roughly 6 weeks. Now, continuing with the story of the next cool thing that's happening for you this month. Venus, the goddess of beauty, love, persuasion, kindness, friendliness, of course, art and money and love, is moving into the sign of Cancer, your sign, on May the 7th. You will feel more loving, lovable, and friendly. People will find you congenial. You're winning Miss Congeniality, basically. You are persuasive, charismatic. You are more beautiful. You may upgrade your wardrobe, get a new hairstyle, change your hair color, do things that make you feel more beautiful. Certainly with Mars in your second and Venus in your first, perfect storm for some cosmetic procedures, if that's your cup of tea, but you're just going to be able to love yourself more. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel like you're in love with you for a while. And that's not a bad feeling. So that starts on May the 7th and lasts to about June the 5th. So get ready for that. Venusian love up in the house of your identity can bring you also some personal luck. You are just more lucky than you usually are, as Venus can also, and be emblematic of prosperity, luck, and good fortune, right? So she's moving in that part of you, the part of sky that's you. If your sun is Cancer, it can be luck and goodness and career matters. And if it's a moon, home and safety and nest matters. But all said and done, you are lucky because Venus is the ruler, by the way, of your fourth house of home. Again, some of this is good luck to do with property, land, real estate, or things that are happening about in the home. I do want to say, though, that, oh my goodness, I apologize for that. I don't even know how to turn that off. If it happens again, let me see. I'm on my daughter's computer. Oh my goodness. I'm on my daughter's computer, and let me pause. And she's borrowing mine for her exams. Shoot. I'm back. Okay, I put the do not disturb on. That was the logical choice. So yeah, Venus moving through the house of you. Get ready, get set, go. Finally, I talked in the beginning of the intro about this sort of sense of new pennies from heaven, windfalls, prosperity, and goodness. That's Jupiter. Every 12 years, Jupiter goes through Taurus, your 11th house of good spirit. It is one of the most fortunate transits possible. It will bring you a greater sense of great gains from your career, both in reputation and money. It could possibly bring you really great lucky financial breaks, including the words pennies from heaven or windfalls. It's also a time when people in positions of power can be very generous and magnanimous toward you, including an elder sibling, to level you up, to help you in life, and to help amplify your success in your career. And your dreams, wishes, and hopes can come true as Jupiter moves through this part of your sky. Now he enters there on May the 16th and will be there until May 24th of 2024, if I remember correctly. And that energy is going to be so auspicious. And you get the first taste of it the beginning of May. Pay attention to like the end of May, especially, and the beginning of June, because, let's just go to the last 8 days of May. Jupiter is really beginning to dock with the North Node. Rahu amplifies everything it touches, makes it larger and more intense. And what's larger and more intense is lucky Santa Claus, Jupiter, fairy godfather, in a fairy godfather house. So all of a sudden, some of your wishes and dreams can unexpectedly materialize for the Cancer rising people, really taking you by maybe surprise with Uranus up there as well. Mercury suggesting things that have to do with writing, commerce, communication, and marketing are also quite auspicious during the month of May, once Jupiter enters there on the 20th until the end of the month. So yay you, it's a great time financially, great time in your reputation, career gains, and lucky breaks. And elder siblings can be a part of it for sure. Why not? Maybe I'll win the lottery and give my Cancer rising sister a chunk of money. I would like that. That sounds fun. Third on the docket, what we're going to talk about, I think, is going to be the energy of Jupiter, Mercury going direct, right? So Mercury retrogradation happens to be happening as this month began. It was happening in the sign of, brain come back online, my brain's off, Taurus, which is where the great gains are. It's your 11th house. So friends from the past, allies from the past, old groups of belonging, reconnection with an elder sibling. These are possibilities. I mean, Mercury retrogradation has a vibe of going back over some old ground and going inward and maybe redoing and redesigning something. So this could be things to do with going back over things to do with your career and sort of taking not a timeout necessarily, but a revision energy around how you wish to execute great career gains in your life, or revising some of your goals, dreams, and wishes, or yes, getting in touch again with an elder sibling. Or friends from the past coming out of the woodwork. But then as Mercury goes direct on May 14th, and goes into direct motion then as a month progresses, because he's there in your 11th house till June, you're going to find there's a new fresh momentum around things to do with marketing, merchandising, selling, ideas, communicating, revolving around siblings, friendship groups. Mercury is a very sociable creature, more fun, more social time with the elder sibling, more social time with extended groups of people in your life, networks of friends and stuff like that. And certainly you could have some commercial gain of some sort. Mars is Mercury's commercial gain, commerce, marketing. So some commercial success in something at this time, again, mid-May through to the end of the month. Now we're going to go back and talk about Mars as he enters into Cancer. And the reason is, as Mars enters into Cancer, into Leo, even though you're getting relief from him in your first house, it starts off with some tension. When Mars first gets into Cancer around the 20th to the 23rd, he continually makes a opposition to Pluto in your 8th house of chunky money, shared resources with a spouse, inheritances, insurance payouts, stock investments. It's just too many houses in a battle. Mars is about the earnings and Pluto is about the resources that are from other people. And there's some tension here. Now, that tension is T-squaring or creating another tense angle called a square. The opposition is both squaring Jupiter. Now, Jupiter's luck and opportunity in a luck and windfalls house. What's the square about? And the North Node expanding that luck, and then Mercury messaging about it, and Uranus bringing the surprise. It's quite the sky, guys. We're going to do a whole video on it with the asteroids involved, but it can be a breakthrough financially, basically, from an elder sibling, from a friend, from a past, from somebody but also just a great gain from your career breaking through. But with that tension from Pluto and Mars, there's like something going on that also suggests that some of this money may come through inheritances or your spousal shared resources, especially since Mars exalts the house of your spouse, your 7th house. And yet there's some tension involved at the same time. You may have a golden career opportunity, like blessed, like, oh my God, they want to take me and hire me to do this thing. But it could cause tension financially with shared resources with a business partner or a marriage partner. This new opportunity that your gangbuster go for, Mars wants to engage in, right? And is excited maybe to go for it. And there's a kind of a grand cross in the sky at the same time. A grand cross is a tension angle that is kind of make or break. And that's because the South Node in the 5th house is involved. Some of this tension that's really percolating May 20th to 23rd can involve children. It can also involve your children. It can also involve your lover. It can also involve your independent business endeavors that you've created in your life, your entrepreneurial stuff. These T-squares, these great grand crosses are made of 2 T-squares. The grid of discontent creates the oyster pearl, but this can look like some tension also, certainly with a child who may be having some desire to move away from, or you move away from that child or something like that South Node energy. If this is about romantic tension though, South Node here, this can be like a real gnarly tension with a romantic partner, because Mars rules a romance house, squares the South Node opposite Pluto. And if there's tension with a romantic partner and you're a Cancer rising, it's because some secrets have been revealed. I need to get my chair comfortable. And that's because Pluto is secrets and things that are hidden and under the surface in the house of secrets. So South Node could be leaking secrets about sexuality and love, romance and partnership into the ethers, causing a great deal of verbal battle, 2nd house Mars, and tension. Now, I don't want to be a downer. I'm not a Debbie Downer, but can't pretend that the big grand cross is easy. So just be aware of that. But yet Jupiter bonifying up there, happy as a clam in your 11th house of good spirit. Yeah, that's mostly good. This is the house of Jupiter's joy, which I forgot to say. So he's got inherent dignity here, right? And so he's in his joy. He's expanding your career gains, and your reputation can go with that as well. So it's very positive in that regard. Moving forward, and I talked about Jupiter. Moving into some of the details of the month. Again, not covering everything. You want to get more details, subscribe. Certainly, because you're lunar ruled, right? New moons and full moons are your thing. I already talked about that eclipse. I think I did, but if I didn't, I'll bring it up again. There's the eclipse on May the 5th at 14 degrees and 52 minutes of the sign of Scorpio. It is the last Scorpio eclipse. after we've had them since November of 21. The Scorpio eclipse is ending a cycle to do with love, sexuality, and romance, letting go, releasing endings, but completions as well. If you go back to October 25th, there was a new moon eclipse here at 2 degrees of Scorpio. Now there's a full moon at 14 and almost 15 degrees. And, if you're 14, 15 degrees of Cancer, I mean, you feel it more succinctly, and it's trining you. So it's trying to bring something positive, but it's still a South Node eclipse. So you could have a completion, ending, and release from a sibling. I mean, from a child, like moving out of the home or something. You could have a verbal battle with that child, of course, with Mars and Leo. You could also eventually in Leo, you may also find yourself wanting to change or let go of or release something to do with your business that you have, a business enterprise, if you have your own business or your creative projects, and letting them go, but completing them too, right? You sometimes will let something go because it's finished. I just finished the 10th draft of a novel or something, and of course you're finished with it. So completions of creative artistic projects can be heralded here, but watch out well for a completion or ending in a romance. And if it began anytime after October 25th that incited the new romance, then the completion and endings can happen on full moon. That will be over the 6 months that follow that eclipse, right? So yes, the eclipse is on May 5th, but give it up to 2 weeks before and 6 months after to fully show itself to you. Yeah, but some of you will have a kid leave the home or a romantic engagement come to a close or something like that. The moon that's happening at 28 degrees of Taurus around the 19th, 20th of the month. That is a moon that's in your 11th house of good spirit. It is a new beginning, a new moon. It'll take 6 months to unfold, show you its full Monty. But yeah, new beginnings around prosperity, career gains, lucky breaks, opportunities, windfalls, pennies from heaven, new beginnings and relationships to an elder sibling. All of that is portended by that new moon near the 19th and 20th of the month. And what else can we say? And there'll be longer videos in the month about each of these, including the asteroid. So don't forget to subscribe. You'll really enjoy, I think, the asteroid devil in the detail content for the longer videos. Also, the last thing I'd say here, there is a lovely Mars trine Neptune vibe going on the 14th to the 16th of the month. And I know I'm all over the map. I'm just trying to highlight the best stuff for you guys. But the 14th to the 16th of May, right around that time, Mars is still moving through Cancer. Yes, we didn't really want him in the house of you, but that's where he still is at that point. But he flows to Neptune in your house of God. Now, Neptune, Mars is spiritual warrior energy. It's very alchemical. It's very magical, but you can harness divine will and personal will here around the 14th to the 16th to open up some new direction in your life. The 9th house of God is really a spiritual, temple in essence, and Neptune is enlightenment. But it can also connect to new directions and action plans around higher education or foreign land travel, especially as Mars is sextiling that Neptune in the middle of May. Also in a flow to the house of younger and elder siblings. Some of you, May 14th to the 16th, may end up taking trips with or planning trips with siblings. And finally, or with a spouse, because Mars does exalt your house of your spouse. So those foreign land travels planned or taken 14th to the 16th of May may be a part of your story. Venus sextiles Uranus, May 25 to 6. This is some lucky money or love intent energy going on. This is happening around 19 degrees of Uranus and Taurus, your house of lucky breaks, your house of good spirit, your house of great gains from your career. That's what Uranus is bringing surprises to you, lucky surprises over the next year. And this little window of Venus sextiling in the sky from your first house. You are lucky. Remember, you are beautiful. You are, everything. So some lucky breaks with an elder sibling. Yeah, May 25 to 26, some lucky breaks to do with career gains, some lucky breaks to do with opportunities to do something with a group of people, a social engagement, something like that. And that's happening. Very lovely light touch. 25 to 26 can bring some money, luck. And if you're single, it can bring you love, but you meet that person maybe because you chose to go all gussied up and beautified in your Venus way to some social event that involved a large group of people, okay, or community of people, or friendship circles. All right. And that's happening again on the 25th and 26th of the month. And I hope that was enjoyable for you. I really wish you the best of all of these possibilities as you go through the month, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as you go through the month ahead, the month of May 2023. Buckle up. It's got a lot of good stuff for you. And I'll see you hopefully on my channel during the month when I do a lot of other videos. Ciao, ciao.